Ooh, what is up, Cheez-Its and Cheezettes? Welcome to Cheeze-Cast. I'm your host, Steven, or Cheesy. Hello. We got returning guy, Tom. Tom, welcome back to the show.
The returning guy.
Yeah. We got another returning guy of the male gender, Matthew Flanoodle Perez. Welcome to the show.
And we have a face cam now, so you can see my beautiful face.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Don't do that.
I'm sorry.
Oh my.
So now we can get a fan fiction. Now we can get a fan fiction about me and Matt, where it says not even like a wheat field can keep us apart instead of an ocean. So yeah.
All right, that's a pretty interesting.
And our special guest, Merc / Paul.
How's it going, guys?
Welcome to the show.
Look at that handsome man in the corner there.
Just look at him.
Oh, I am.
Well, we're all in
We're
corners.
We're in a box.
So anyways, this is our podcast. And this podcast starts off with all of us. Usually we talk about what games we've been playing, but most of the time when we do that, it just ends up being a couple, like, people saying, oh, I played this game, and no one knows anything about the game to make a conversation out of it. So we're just going to talk about what we've been up to.
Right.
So, I guess, as per usual, I'm just going to start so you guys can try to figure out things that you want to talk about if you want to. So yeah. Yay. So, recently, I've actually been really putting myself out there in order to like work with other YouTubers and collaborate with them. And I've been a part of a collaboration in which we play Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and we're going for 100% completion on that game, which I've never done. So a couple of things I need to say about that. I'm not going to say too much about what I want to say about that. Just beautiful, beautiful collaboration that we did. Oh, it was so well done. So well done.
So perfect. Everything about it is wonderful.
4 people playing the game over Skype. None of us can see what each other is doing, and we're all talking over each other. So perfect. And yeah.
I'm sensing a dash of sarcasm.
I don't know what sarcasm is, sir. So I don't even shush.
Right.
Yeah, you
But also about the collaboration is that if you watch it, and especially in the second episode, if you watch it and you just see me stop, it's because I tabbed out to look at the walkthrough I'm looking at. It's great. I can be just as unprofessional as I want to in that collaboration because I'm not hosting it, so I don't have to do shit but play the game.
And, like, I think you have a responsibility to be at least as professional as you can, because you're being a guest in someone else's
I am just as professional as everyone else.
No, it's in the rules. If they don't give a shit, you don't have to. So, whatever.
Well, if they don't give a shit, then of course you don't have to.
If you do end up watching this, Fry, I will say this: I am very enjoying replaying Ocarina, and if it weren't for the collaboration I'm doing with you, I wouldn't have been playing the game again. So I am enjoying myself. So, but yeah, that's another collaboration I did. Is I actually was on a podcast. I mean, it was like a podcast / it was supposed to be like an interview kind of thing, I guess. And some guy in my network was like, he wanted to do a podcast / interview thing, and I was like, you know what, I'll do it. And he asked me, what should we talk about? And I was like, animation. And it was interesting. I felt bad after I did it because after many long pauses of no one talking and me just like, oh, I love this awkwardness. After the podcast. After the
I hate it when like there's just such long dead air pauses.
No, it's awful. After the podcast, he said, so I don't know if you can notice, but that was my first time. And I was like, oh, sweet baby, no. I was just like, if I knew that, I would have taken the reins a bit more and been like, you know, talking more instead of just giving the show, like, to him for him to handle, you know?
Yeah,
Out of
he should have definitely told you.
But I mean, it's up to him really. If like,
it's fine.
It would help.
if he's
I-
comfortable uploading that or like streaming that, I think, nah.
Yeah.
He's gonna sit in
No.
the vaults of his computer.
No, it was uploaded to his website, and I linked it in our team chat. I can get the link again and give it to you guys. I tweeted it out and also, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was the first time because he's an animator too, actually, and it was the first time I've ever been able to go onto a podcast, one that wasn't my own, and two, and actually talk about animation for longer than like 10 minutes without people going, "What?"
Well, what the hell are you talking about?
Exactly. So it was really nice. I really enjoyed myself.
Cool.
Oh, that sounds like fun. I mean, so this animator guy, has he done any like big animations or anything that we can view on YouTube? Or
Not that I know of. He didn't link me any, but yeah, I don't know. He didn't give me any of his work. So
Did you ask?
yeah, I mean, he asked me first. Like, he asked if he could get some like, I don't know, reference kind of stuff, and I was like, I'm sorry, dude, I don't post my animations.
You should.
It's funny because I actually said it in the podcast. Was whenever I get an idea for an animation, like especially now since I don't have a graphics tablet, is I'll get a stupid idea like, you know what, I'm gonna animate this ball bouncing. You know what? What if that ball had like grew arms and legs? So I animated growing arms and legs. I'm like, what if that stick figure farted and it shot off screen? I'm gonna make that stick figure fart and shoot off screen, and then I delete it. And
Yeah, natural progression, you know?
exactly, you know, that's fine.
Hey, that's why I expect, like, toss a ball. Oh, yeah, when's the arms and legs gonna come out? Finally, someone made it. Finally. Like, that's been my childhood dream ever since I was 16.
It's good to know, Matt. It's a good dream to follow.
Were you
Yeah.
still in childhood at your 16 years thing?
Of course.
So, other than that, it's probably something much more infinitely more important than that, is that recently I finished my final exam, and I'm now a high school graduate. Just
Alright,
wait.
Congrats, man.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you. Just,
Finally grown up, boy.
yeah, I got my big boy pants. They mailed me my big boy pants.
No, just the shoes for now.
Oh,
You don't get
excuse
the
me.
pants.
I'm sorry for overstepping my boundaries.
Exactly.
They mailed me
Oh,
my
nice.
shoes, but they haven't given me my diploma yet. I'm still waiting for that. It's probably going to take like 2 or 3 weeks. And I got a party next weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. Neat.
And I guess the only thing I can say about graduating is that I think the weirdest thing about graduating is that it's been the same with like whenever I get good grades and my family praises me for it. Some people might view it as me like being like, I don't know, an asshole, but like when people complimented me for doing stuff in school and like doing well in school, like graduating, I've gotten so many congratulations and like, oh, we're so proud of you, and it doesn't really like faze me that much when people say that. Not that I don't appreciate it, it's just that this is like the plan from the get-go. Like from kindergarten, I was like, I knew I was gonna graduate high school. Like, it was just, to me, it was just something that was assumed that I was supposed to do. So it doesn't seem like that big of a deal to me. But yeah. Maybe
I mean, like everybody that goes to school is expected to finish and graduate and such, and I mean, to me at least, making a big deal out of it, it doesn't make sense, to be honest, because it's not even the biggest like event in your life. Like, people make a big deal about it, and I don't see the point, to be honest. Like, when I finished school, it was a big giant celebration that I didn't even attend, because I had more important things to do. Like, right after the graduation, I went to a different country just for a vacation and, you know, gap year and such. It makes no sense, to be honest. And I had more important things to do, so.
I just
in the end, it was just a bunch of people gathering in a big hall and listening through some old people talk, and then they just went somewhere else and got drunk. That's how we celebrate.
Yeah, that's adult life.
I
Supposed
just-
graduation. And
I just felt like it was expected of me to do well. Just because. So I just did well. And yeah. I don't know. I mean, if it was anyone else graduating, like if Matt like when Matt graduates, I'll be like, yeah, fuck yeah, Matt, good job.
Yeah.
But whenever someone tells me good job for graduating, I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah. That doesn't make
That's
you-
the appropriate
doesn't make you
reaction, I
an
guess.
adult now, huh?
How does it feel being an adult?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm actually a lot more stressed and worried about money.
What it's supposed to
Yeah.
feel like.
That comes with that.
So you're doing it right. Nice job.
That comes.
Yeah. So that happened, and I can't wait for the party. Actually, I'm more so excited for one of my graduation gifts. So my graphics tab, my new graphics tablet is gonna be here next Wednesday, and oh my god, I'm gonna be using the shit out of it. I'm taking part in an animation challenge. It's gonna be so good. I can't wait. I can't
Alright.
wait so much. It's gonna be awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think someone's at the door. Myself. You guys keep talking and loving.
All right, that's my thing.
That's my thing.
Actually, wait. You know, Tom,
You got more?
I don't know if I should talk about what we did yesterday. I don't think we should talk about it because it's probably gonna be a while before it comes out.
It sounds like it sounds like we've been in a weird like sexual encounter by the way you're phrasing it there. But,
Tom, we did
it's-
something last night.
it's
and,
up to
I
you.
don't know if I should tell it or not.
I won't say for
what
what.
are we?
I won't say for what, but I will say me and Tom co-opt and like commentated or and played Mario 2 yesterday, and it was an experience. It's just
You played and commentated Mario 2.
it was something.
That game is so fucking frustrating, man. I wasn't even playing. Okay, we spent about 2 hours. Well, actually,
Got
wait,
it.
we
Alright.
spent at least
Package.
like
It was 2 hours, yeah.
yeah we did record in 2 hours, but we spent like an hour and a bit stuck on one bit of the game, which was like the 15-minute mark or something. And then we finally got past that bit, and then we were stuck on another bit for like half an hour or 45 minutes. Like it was a fucking. We're like halfway through the game now, but like it's a bit
It was emotionally
bit of a-
traumatic.
yeah.
Okay. Have you guys ever played Dark Souls?
Oh yeah, love it.
No, but Matt has told me many times that I just need to play it.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, you try Dark Souls and then you can say how hard Mario was.
Mario
I
was
played
hard.
Bloodborne.
Dark Souls.
Like I'll still say Mario was hard. Like Mario was a fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's kind of relative. Like, I mean, if you like compare the two, then yeah, you gotta say Dark Souls is harder. But from like
It depends on
just
how your
playing
mind
for
works.
months, it's still hard.
I mean, it depends
Like,
on how your mind
besides-
works.
Besides the original Mario, I haven't actually played any other ones.
Yeah, me neither, and I was completely fucking surprised by Mario 2. It's such a weird game. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to say anything actually because I want to wait for the actual like videos to come out, but it's not at all what I expected it to be. Like, obviously, like it's a side scroller and all that shit, but like it's got a lot of elements that I wouldn't think would be in a Mario game.
Oh,
A lot of people
really?
get decapitated.
Oh, it's
You get decapitated? What?
if you what?
Is it like by the original developers or just like a parody thing?
Well,
Uh,
yes. I can't say because I talk about it in the video. I don't want to say,
Okay.
but yeah, I was I mean, in terms of how it made me feel, it was awful. But the video for a video, it was great.
Really? Oh,
Did it
was
bring
like
back
one of
any
those, like,
childhood memories?
Oh yeah, I was like Mario 2 was my favorite Mario. It was the first game I ever played and now I hate it.
Oh, seriously?
No, I don't.
It's like one of those like Cat Mario things where it's like just ridiculously unfair.
Kinda, yeah, kinda. It's like pretty unfair to people who don't know the game, and I don't remember any of it. So.
Alright, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my.
That's your life recently?
Yep.
Fun, fun. Alright, who wants to go next?
It's not fun. The way you were talking about it, it didn't sound fun. Like you did not enjoy yourself whatsoever.
Yeah. I had a great time.
I mean,
I had a good time.
I had
in
a
the video.
great
It's just the game looked like it
time.
was pretty like difficult to play.
I had a fun time making the video, but the game was very frustrating.
Okay. Ants.
Oh god.
Freaking ants.
It's happening again.
So next,
It's happening again.
all right, fuck it, Matt, you're going next.
Me. Okay. Recently, I've been taking to climbing things. Like I got like these gloves recently. Like they're meant mainly for working out. And that's what I got them for originally. But I realized I can grip onto things really well with them. So I've just been like climbing, just like all over like suburbia and whatnot. Well, it's gotta be in a good distance. I can't go too far, but because got a kid in the house, need to watch him. But yeah, I've been doing that a lot lately. My brother went to college just 2 weeks ago. My older brother, so it's kind of weird with him gone. A lot quieter in the house, but I haven't really been doing too much different. Video game wise, I'm playing Dota 2, which is a fun game, except for when you get idiots as your teammates, which is 90% of the time.
Except whenever you're playing it and we're trying to communicate with you.
That
Yeah,
too.
because that seems like the only time you're actually playing Dota 2 while we're trying to get in fucking touch with you.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a strange coincidence.
Every damn time, it's just like, hey Matt, Matt is now playing Dota 2.
Yeah, but you know, that's just me. So
Thomas.
oh,
Well, if we're talking about recently, my life's been pretty much taken over by the debate show. Because, like, just trying to edit and render it, I have to spend like, I don't know, I spend like loads of hours editing it, but I have to spend like a full day inside rendering the video just to keep an eye on it, and that takes about like 6 to 7 hours. I don't know. At least it did for like the last one. So like,
it's a long
not
time.
as for this week, but as for like recently, like that's all I've been doing. Like so many hours just wasted on that. But I don't know. I've
Wasted.
been playing.
Wasted. That is a beautiful work of art. By the way, did I ever do the intro for that for you, or are you doing the intro for that?
No, you do. I can't be bored.
Okay.
No, it's just the fact that I have to spend like I can't like do anything if I'm rendering the video. Like I do have to spend the full day inside. I can't go anywhere. Like just in case Sony Vegas crashes or something, like I need to keep my eye on the computer. So that's really shit. But yep. As for games I've been playing, like I've recently fired up like a PlayStation 1 emulator, so I've been playing a lot of like Crash Bandicoot and stuff. That's
Yes.
pretty
fun
fun.
game.
Like,
I love that game.
We gotta
Whenever
play
I-
that for the, you know.
yeah. Oh, it would be pretty fun actually, because I've actually never played like Crash Bandicoot before. I've played a Crash Bandicoot game,
Oh.
the original.
I've played it. I played it a lot when I was younger.
It's really fun though, and like surprisingly pretty like fucking hard as well.
Yeah, it's not easy.
What else have I been doing? I don't know. Been doing some skating here and there. I've been. I guess I've got some new PS2 games that like since the last time I talked about it. I can't remember. I don't know. The collection's thickened, but that's about it.
What PS games?
Well, I don't. Fuck's sake! I'm gonna make you get the collection now. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, come on, get it out, get it out.
It's alright. Well, we have time. Just
Yeah, we got time, man.
Actually,
No, wait,
no,
go on.
I think I know the games I got recently. I think I know. Right. So I got
Yeah.
Manhunt, which was a game that was banned in a few places because it was super violent.
Oh, I
and
know
shit.
this one actually.
Yeah.
It's super gory and
Yeah. I also bought the free Prince of Persia games because like they were selling it really cheap. It was like for £4 or something. There was like 3 games in one, so I bought that. Been playing a lot of Sands of Time. That game's so frustrating. I can't believe it. I think I've mentioned the rest here, to be honest. I think those were like the only 2 games that I bought recently. So yeah.
okay.
Alright, well I guess that's it then.
that was actually a lot faster than usual. Well, no, Merc. That fucker right there, right down there.
I don't know. Well, since Monday, I've been on vacation. This is not my usual recording place. Back
It's like a
I'm at my
beach style
parents' house.
Me
so,
too.
So I got quite disappointed by the internet speed because the upload speed is not even like a megabyte. So yeah, producing videos for my channel has become a little painful. Yesterday I finished uploading a video that was like 27 minutes something, and it uploaded for like 15 hours.
Oh, let us pray.
Yeah.
Let us pray for his
So,
upload speed. Matt, what are
And
you doing?
I don't know, like since I started YouTube, my spare time has been devoured by it.
Oh really?
All I
What the fuck are
really
you doing, Matt? Every now and again, you'll just hear like.
All I really do
Sorry.
is basically just
Acting.
record, edit, and upload, and possibly like try to get better at games that I'll probably be doing in the future, videos in the future. So yeah, a lot of started playing Injustice, Gods Among Us,
Yay.
Love that game.
trying to get better at that shit. That Aquaman spear juggling is find it difficult.
Aquaman's my favorite character to play.
God, Aquaman's such a douchey character.
No, it's not. I mean,
What the fuck you say?
I like fighting against him. That and Deathstroke and his freaking stupid guns.
Captain Marvel or Shazam, I guess. For me.
Shazam!
Shazam! He's cool.
Deathstroke could be the same thing as the Green Arrow. You can also spam arrows and
Yeah,
be
but
an
they
ass-
don't hurt as much as the guns.
still. A lot of people playing Superman, as I've noticed.
Oh, he's so strong. He's so overpowered. Like my brother, he mained him, and like he's so good. He's one of the best characters, I think. Who's your man?
Fuck that blue
Nah,
bitch.
I gotta go with Aquaman. I've tried the Green Arrow, but it was kind of lacking something. I didn't enjoy playing it too much.
But have you partaken in
It's not a
America? It's
game.
okay.
It's not a game.
It's okay, baby. I think you're in the game.
And you thought,
Excuse me? Do we start talking about something else?
No, he's just saying Captain America's in the game, but he's not.
Oh,
Thank
yeah,
you for
I
that
know.
observation, Matt. Thank you.
Steven.
Thanks for
I'm
explaining
sure-
the joke and then
Yeah.
making it less funny.
Thank you very much, Matt. I appreciate
welcome.
that.
I'm sure they'll add it someday.
Oh, I hope. I'm
Steven,
I'm
don't.
keeping up hope. I'm keeping up hope.
Yeah,
DLC for ordering on the Xbox 2. Then you get Captain America.
The Xbox too. Wow,
Yeah.
that's gonna happen, isn't it?
Probably.
Just get on that Marvel vs. Capcom train, dude.
Oh, I actually played that game before.
What a Marvel vs. DC game. I feel like that'd do really well.
That's probably never gonna happen. DC.
I think that's more of a movie thing. They easier
they
make
used
a
to do
movie.
collaborations and stop though, which sucks.
Yeah, but now DC's like, we can do as good as Marvel. You can't.
Yeah, DC movies are just so
trying.
boring. Like everyone's so like, "Ugh, kill everything, but my family, your family."
But my
It's-
family.
Yeah,
What the
oh,
fuck? Are you
families
talking about?
and tragedy.
Okay.
Marvel's always, like,
So
witty.
yeah, I got really nothing much to say, to be honest. It's been same thing over and over. Wake up, do something
I think.
that's related to my actual life, and just record.
I
videos.
think you've had a recent very exciting thing happen to you where you had to collaborate with a group of extraordinary gentlemen happen
Oh,
before.
yeah, no.
Extraordinary,
God.
handsome,
Okay.
smart gentlemen.
Exactly. I was part. I was lucky enough to take part in a
Lucky.
very extraordinary collaboration with these fine gentlemen that are conversating with me today.
I'll
in a
give you.
show.
I'll give you your check after the show. Thank you.
Alright,
Keep
alright.
keep talking nice about us.
I'm expecting at least 4 zeros.
Exactly. Yeah, that was our
Every
deal.
compliment, one more zero.
Exactly. No, it was a part of a debatable. That's debatable. I got my ass kicked because basically I wasn't. I was too cocky, to be honest. I was too
Oh.
confident in my own
Yeah,
abilities.
penisy.
Because
Yeah, I did get that kind of like, it's perfect, so why wouldn't you choose me?
What? It's perfect. So why wouldn't you choose me? Like
This
every
was
time we.
basically Matt in the first two. That's debatable, so it's all right.
I was not
be-
cocky.
like-
The first one I did.
the question with the best OST, I had literally written 2 words in my notes: self-explanatory.
Oh. Oh wow.
And-
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's-
never do that again.
At least you wrote something. My first time on it, I didn't.
I think Kral was the one who actually composed the music for his game. Like, did
Oh,
you,
yeah,
did you
it's
see how
saying
much
how
he had to fucking
passionate
say about it? Like, Jesus.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
picked a game that he's very passionate about.
I wish I got
Um,
mine. Did so much on that one.
The one I won, I actually did no research for. I didn't write anything down for that one. I just kind of went off what I knew.
Guys are so smart.
So smart.
So smart. Alright. So,
Look at him, smarty glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah! Look at those smarty glasses!
Yeah! Get those smarty glasses. Really make your work good. But,
So what do we do next?
Since that's pretty much, I guess that's the first half. I mean,
What's the first half? Okay.
I mean, we've only been going for about 30 minutes since the pre-show ended. So, I mean, we could either take our break now, or we could go for another 30 minutes, and then take a break.
I'm thinking about a break.
Wait. Take a break now and then go for 30 minutes and then, or go 30 minutes then take a break?
Take a break now, and then finish up the rest of the show afterwards.
Oh yeah, let's take a break.
Alright. Okay, I need to find music.
You can just stay and sing to them the whole time.
Tom, you could sing for us. You've been awfully quiet this entire podcast.
Yeah.
I was gonna say someone should, like, stay in jukebox whilst the others are going. Sing the classics.
Some classics.
No nose goes.
Come get some Sinatra, Tom. Do you know who that is?
This is called
Do
Cheeze-Cast,
it.
not Tomcast. I think I'm gonna go take a piss.
Alright,
I'm gonna go
have
take
fun with
some.
that then.
I'm gonna put on.
Steven.
Yeah, I don't know the sign language.
Tom, are you here? Are you here, Tom?
Yeah.
Tom, Tom,
Tom,
Tom!
Tom, can you speak sign language? Can you relay me some messages?
Tom, that's
That's
scandalous.
a pretty clear message.
Wait, let me translate that. You're
Yeah, please,
clapping.
please do.
Trapping?
Flapping.
Flapping. No, that's close. That's close.
Crapping.
Can you show us a little bit more?
Mapping.
Tapping.
Sacking.
Frapping. He's recording something.
Ah, of course.
Sagging.
Can you tell us what you're doing now, Tom? Can you translate?
Say something.
It's in different
I'm
intervals
giving up
now.
on you.
It's Morse code. I've heard this before.
So,
It's not.
Snores code.
welcome back to the
Snores
podcast,
code.
everyone.
Morse
Yeah,
code, like
hello,
snores
we're back.
code.
I hope you enjoyed your break.
I bet you they did. Alright, so. Tom, you done talking in Fappies? You done?
Tom.
You okay, buddy?
Tom.
Oh, be good. This will happen.
So, our first topic of the day. You know what? I haven't really followed it enough to know how controversial it is.
I
Sorry,
followed
my
it
headphones
plenty.
died for a second.
So, those of you who haven't seen it, or don't watch the show, Jimmy Kimmel went onto his show and basically shat on YouTube gaming, expressing a very... I don't know how to describe it.
Very skeptic.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to describe it. He, I would say ignorant is a good way to describe it as well. He made a very ignorant statement about YouTube gaming. It's something that he clearly does not have any experience with and does not understand.
Well, now he does.
I don't think he does, though. I don't really think he does.
I think I went actually watching the videos because I had like an interview to go to, but what was in the videos? Explain to me and everyone else.
The first one is basically just him doing a bit on YouTube gaming, and you know, like, oh, what's the deal with YouTube gaming? Why would you watch the other person play video games when you can just play them yourself?
I like how far he went with not only talking shit about it, but also making a video of a video parody, let's say, of people who watch Let's Plays and
Yeah.
people who watch people who watch Let's Plays, and then people who watch Let's Plays, and then God watching people who watch, and so on.
That was ridiculous.
And
I
he
think
also
it was
talks like Seinfeld.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's exactly what it felt like. Like, he was like, oh, what's the deal? But
Though it's kind of weird that he only picked it up now, because it's been going on for
Yeah.
a while.
that's another thing that I found odd about it, was that he talked about it as if it was a new thing. Like, YouTube just released their YouTube gaming. I mean,
YouTube gaming, is it like YouTube streaming, or?
it's both. It's basically a second site dedicated to gaming content.
Okay.
It's kind of stupid. I don't like the YouTube streaming thing.
Well, I mean, it has it's an uphill battle. I mean, compare like fighting with Twitch and such. It's
Yeah, it is like I kind of understand where he's coming from though, talking crap about YouTube gaming and whatnot, because like it is like you say, he doesn't understand it and whatnot. I mean, kind of think of it like this, like with furries or bronies and whatnot. It's easy kind of to like look in, like make fun of that, and like, wow, look at bronies, they have neckbeards and smell of Cheetos. But I mean, but like someone who is a brony or is like a furry or something like that, they'll
Are
be
you?
like, I am not.
There's no guarantee that they
Got
look.
Comic-Con every time it comes out.
It's very unlikely that every single person who is a huge hardcore fan of My Little Pony looks like that, like how everyone
Yeah, I
envisions
know.
them.
But that's like the stereotype. Same.
I know.
Like what you can do with like YouTube and whatnot.
It still blows my mind that there are still like people like that. In honesty,
No, but like I understand Jimmy Kimmel's not understanding YouTube gaming because there's a lot of people like that. A lot of people who are not into games, a lot of people who are not into YouTube. And it doesn't even have to be like old people. Some our aged people or some like teens who are, let's say, very outgoing rather and social. Not that we're not social, but people who don't really partake in these and things, let's say. They also have some negative things to say about YouTube gaming and such because they don't understand it. It comes down to preferences, really, and I think it was kind of unfair of him to take his negative preferences into this worldwide sort of thing. But on the other side, it's I think that's what he was going for, to be honest. Controversy and such.
oh yeah, I completely agree. I completely agree with you. I honestly think he would just overlooked it if for all of the crazy like talking like this podcast we're doing that would happen because of it.
I mean, it again though, like you also have to look at like, I mean, was it like entertaining at all? Like I didn't get to watch the videos, like, but if you weren't into YouTube gaming like he is, and he assumes many people are,
I can't
would
say.
you have found it funny?
I can't say.
I thought it was
Really?
funny.
You thought it was funny?
I've fucking like I basically grew up with YouTube. I thought it was funny. I don't really have a problem with the video at all, really.
I didn't
People need
have
to-
a problem.
Like
Sorry,
the thing is, he's Jimmy Kimmel. I already watched like some of his stuff like before this whole happened. He's a massive, like, he's a massive dick, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Well, he said it
And
himself.
but he's a dick on purpose, is what I'm trying to say. So
Yeah.
I do agree with you that he's trying to start his controversy. I think he saw, like, I don't believe any other like talk show, like late night show or whatever, picked up on YouTube gaming and like, you know, actually made a topic about it on the show. I think Jimmy Kimmel did it because he already knew that the audience that's gonna get like offended by this, like he knew that he could exploit that and like, you know, cause some controversy and stuff.
And
So
he did by making like 4 separate videos just about
Yeah.
that.
yeah, but
fair.
what I'm saying is I don't exactly like, he's not exactly doing anything new. Like, he's got the same mentality as most parents do. Like most people, like, I'm not saying everyone's like this, but most people over, let's say, 30, 40 maybe, like, he has the same, like, standpoint as most people that age, because they didn't grow up with this, and they don't understand why people do it, and he, like, that's the way he sees things, like, he doesn't understand, like, and on, like, it doesn't make sense, like, unless you actually like watch videos day after day. Like if it like saying like, oh, I'm gonna watch someone play a game because I like watching people play games, and like it doesn't make sense if you had the same like childhood as Jimmy Kimmel. You know what I mean? Like he grew up playing video games, so that's what he expects. But you know, people's moved on. Like people's evolved, and he's just someone who's out of touch. I don't think like he deserves all the shit he's been getting and stuff. I just think that. Go on.
Have people been like blowing up over it?
Yes, and I will say this. I was quite peeved about it when I first heard about it, but now I don't. For one, I also agree that I don't think he deserves any of the shit he gets for it, because he's basically naive to it, and I don't think you can fault anyone for that. But also, it's something that I actually told myself, or actually I told someone in my family who asked about my, like, doing YouTube. They asked me, like, they heard that a lot of bad things about it, like a lot of people hating on it, and like basically everything that Jimmy said, but from like random people. in like internet comments and whatnot. And they asked me like, how do you deal with that stuff? And one, I don't get that because I'm not that popular. But two, I basically said like this happens to every single form of art or media. Like it happened to comic books, it happened to pretty much every genre of music ever. It happened to movies of all kinds. It's just like it's just a phase, and there's no need to get all up in arms about it, because it'll pass over, and eventually it'll be something else. It'll be some other form of art or media that will be hated on for a decade or so. Probably gonna be virtual reality. I'm calling that one.
I mean, it happens to everything that gets exposed to people. If you put yourself out there to the internet, and are literally millions of billions of potential people who might watch you, there's bound to be some kind of guy who's gonna jump in there and be like, "Hey, you suck," and
it's gonna jump in there. You suck, and you should feel terrible for it. I mean, that does always kind of happen. But I mean, I kind of, it'd be kind of like weird not to expect like all the hate he's getting for this, because like if you think about it, like YouTube and whatnot, like the people who watch the videos and like comment on them aren't exactly known for like being calm and cool when they're dissed or whatnot. So I mean, you're gonna expect a lot of whiplash. Sure, it's not necessary, but
that's exactly what I was disappointed with, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because he said in one of the videos that majority of the people who watch people let's play and such are like 12-year-old kids, and we as a community reacted exactly like 12-year-old kids. And that's what really got to me, rather than him saying, "Oh, they suck."
I think that it wasn't the entirety of all the backlash he got.
No, of course not.
There was a lot of people. Well, maybe not even a lot of people. Maybe it was just the ones that stood out because they were so ridiculous. Like wishing that he'd like get cancer or something like that. That's just like that's YouTube. But like there was also there were also a ton of people who were like who have legitimate like reasons for. Like, listen, I'm very passionate about this, and this is very offensive. You know, you know, there are those people too, but it's just that the hate, the really hateful people get a lot of light because that's what stands out to everyone over the few who were like, haha, this is funny, and then the less, well, probably more than the people who said, haha, this is funny, than the people who have reasonable comments and like say like actual, I don't know, intelligent things. Like I dislike this for this and this reason.
I think I'm gonna do actually is actually go to the original video and actually check all the comments.
Oh god, please, can we not? Like I don't want to.
Okay, fine.
alright.
Were you gonna say something, Tom?
Tom, you were saying.
The thing is, it doesn't like really matter because he's a comedian. Like he's not gonna be like swayed by YouTube comments, is he? Like he's not gonna go through them and have a fucking epiphany and say, wow, this is the genuine way of life. No, he's not gonna do that. I think I don't want to sound like a dick, but it sounds like a little bit hypocritical because like it could be like it sounds like the same. I'll use what Matt said for an example, right? If you say a subject like bronies or something, you would have the same community who's backlashing what Jimmy Kimmel said about the YouTube community, laughing at Jimmy Kimmel poking fun at the brony community because they're not a part of that community and they're not attached to it, so that they won't like they won't get offended by it. So it's people need to understand he's a comedian and he doesn't care about who he's offending. He's just making a joke. Like it's the same thing like what people got offended by, like what Family Guy did like all them years ago. Like like making like fun of races and stuff like that, but it eventually got a pass, and that's sort of like blown away now. So what I'm saying is like it's just people. It's just this. I think people should take it.
Subject.
Yeah, I think like in my opinion at least, I'm not saying this is the right thing, but in my opinion at least, I think people need to take a joke for at least for the first video that he put on. Like I don't like. I thought it was pretty funny. Like I don't think he was being he was like trying to be like that offensive. He was trying to cause controversy, obviously, because he's a bit of a troll. But at the same time, like it was just a joke.
I doubt his intent was to like spread a fire of like hate and anger amongst the YouTube community. I'm pretty sure it was just like, yeah, I'm gonna make a joke and some of the YouTube community will laugh. Like, yeah, we are. And some of them will be like, no, we're not.
I guarantee you.
Actually, you never know, to be honest. Like, maybe it wasn't even his idea. Maybe people who are responsible for ratings, they saw that their show's ratings was dropping, and they're like, hey, we need something controversial, something that'll get people talking. And hey, YouTube Gaming.
Either way, I want to express something. I want to get something clear that I learned. Something that I learned, like, whenever I was, like, 3, okay? Is yelling and screaming at someone is never gonna get your way, and it's never gonna change their mind. You're never gonna change someone's mind by yelling at them or, like, cursing at them or wishing bad things to happen to them. It's never gonna happen.
Yeah, of course. You might be able to shut them up with your arguments, but you'll never convince them otherwise.
Yeah.
They have their own opinion.
So I just I was pretty upset about it for like a few days because I've spent like over a third of my life on YouTube, so doing gaming videos, and it was something I've invested a lot of time into, and I was pretty upset about it for a while, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, it's just gonna pass. It's just gonna fade away. Yeah.
So I think, like, for the first video, there's not that much to talk about. Like, the ones that I was most angry at were the second and third video, which, like, I wasn't angry at Jimmy Kimmel. I was just angry at the people, the thought that they were standing up for the community, but all they were doing was causing it more harm by
giving us a bad name.
Idiots.
Yeah, giving us a bad name, basically.
Do you guys mind explaining like what was in those videos? Because I don't think anyone else knows exactly what we're talking about.
Okay. First video was Jimmy Kimmel poking fun at YouTube Gaming because that had just launched and it was a live streaming thing. But he was just poking fun at Let's Play and stuff like that. And he made this whole skit about someone watching someone playing, and then someone watching that other someone watching someone playing, and then so on and so forth. If you get what I'm saying, like something stupid like that. The second video was him like reading out mean comments and people telling them to die of cancer and shit like that. The third one was the exact same as the second one, really. And the fourth one was him with Markiplier and I forgot who the second
Miss
Do you know who
Marie?
Mia?
Yeah.
Pretty sure it was... whatever.
It was him with them two, and they were explaining why Let's Playing is so, like, dear to them, and they played a game of Rocket League, and Jimmy... I don't know if he was like swayed over or not, but like it looked like he understood it a little bit. So that was his sort of video to put all the controversy to rest, so to say. So that was the 4 videos in chronological order.
After watching, I watched that episode. Like I went on to, like, last night is when it aired. I watched the episode just to watch that part. I don't watch Jimmy Kimmel like at all. And I went on to watch that part because I was like, all right, this is cool that he's doing this. Like, you know, that he's at least trying. And when I watched it, it just... I know that he's supposed to be making, like, it's a comedy show. I get that. But, like, it just didn't feel like... I just didn't feel like he learned anything, like, about it. Like, I don't think he really understands anything more.
He probably didn't.
By the end of the 4th video, I also had this thought that he... really came into it very skeptical with that power glove.
Oh my
and that
god, that was
little
so
gun
stupid.
thing.
That was so
He came in
stupid.
very
Oh.
skeptical, and throughout the whole video,
Ah.
until the very end, he was like very making fun of, still, like passively making fun of the whole YouTube gaming thing.
I don't think he was helping himself, is what I'm trying to say. I guess is what I'm getting at. I don't think he helped himself any. But again, like Tom said, he doesn't care.
Yeah.
But you know, it's whatever.
And
I don't,
you know,
like I said, I don't think he was trying to get swayed over, but at the end of it, I think he did understand it at least a little bit more than he did coming into it, at least.
Yeah,
you know about the videos, like you guys know like the about the what is it celebrities retweets thing that he does.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a thing he does, and that's kind of like the reading the comments about his video, like with the second and third video. So I wouldn't really have too much of a problem with that because he does that already. Just on
No, that's the
platform.
thing. We don't. It was the
wouldn't matter
comments.
him.
It was the
Yeah,
comments
it
that we
was-
had the problem with. Like they're being fucking assholes and children. Some of them
That's
probably
every
were
YouTube
children.
comment section.
No, oh, actually, no. That's the thing. Markiplier's comments are actually mostly very nice. Like, but all you
Can I
hear
just-
about when people, like, when a YouTuber describes their job is like, "Oh my God, these shitty comments," but a lot of the time it's just a few in an ocean of nice and very passionate, like, people who like their stuff.
It's
Can I
not
just
usually
say
the
that,
ones I
like,
see, though.
Can I say
guess
that?
that's-
Like, I'm really glad that like the YouTubers he chose included Markiplier, because
Mm.
I remember watching this BBC
I agree.
documentary about a year back, and it featured a YouTuber called KSI. I don't know if you all know him. He's like a FIFA player,
Yeah.
and his jokes spread across the vast range of making jokes about the fact he's black and screaming at the game.
That's
That's
his
his that's his comedy. They had him on the BBC. They had him on explaining YouTube, and he repeated the same like point over and over, and it was so bad. It was like, yeah, it's like it's like TV. Only you can choose the channel. Yeah.
I think I agree with you, because I think that of all the people, of all the YouTubers, I think Markiplier represents like the best of
Yeah,
YouTube
that's what I was
gaming.
gonna say. Like, Markiplier is a great example of someone who cares passionately about YouTube. He knows why people do it, and he knows what people get out of it, and he has fun with YouTube himself. Like, I know that he's well spoken enough to explain like how much this means like to people and him as well. Like, what I was trying to say there, like KSI, he's not as linguistic as Markiplier,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean.
Just a bit,
Like,
yeah.
Like, he was just repeating the point, like, oh yeah, it's basically TV, but you can watch whatever you want. But Markiplier, like, he knows
Hmm.
way more about YouTube and the community. I just like what I'm saying is I'm glad that Jimmy Kimmel picked him to be on, because he could have easily picked a YouTuber who didn't have a fucking clue
Could-
what he was saying,
Yeah.
and made the community look even more stupid. But even though Markiplier didn't really have that much like to say, really.
Actually, I was
Yeah,
gonna
that's the
I was
point
gonna
I
mention
thought.
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you
I
watch,
wish he had a bit more to speak, but at the same time, I'm sort of glad he was.
if you watched, I watched Markiplier's charity stream earlier, and it might be still going on right now. So if you're here, I don't know why the fuck you're here. Go over there and donate. But
Get out of here,
with
motherfucker.
during the stream, he was talking about it because it happened last night, and he wanted to mention it. And he said that there was like 30 minutes of footage of them playing Rocket League, and like the most of it was cut out.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, it would have had to be, because like Jimmy Kimmel's like a 30-minute show or something, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, it's not too long.
But yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Is like there was a lot more, and Markiplier probably talked a lot more during the entire thing, but
Yeah,
we only got to
it's a-
see a bit.
I remember a cutting away to Markiplier clapping, and he didn't look like too happy about it. I don't know.
Oh.
Like, there was something in his face that
No.
he looked a little bit discontent. But
It just felt like he was just dealing with it instead of
Yeah.
like enjoying himself. Like it was so weird.
I think what we need to take away from this is like,
I mean,
don't listen to Jimmy Kimmel ever. Like who cares?
I mean, I think a better way of saying it is don't take what a comedian says on a show that's like a comedy show to heart, and don't get upset about it.
Yeah, don't take comedians seriously, because if
Especially
you do,
when they're
it's gonna
making
bad.
jokes. Like,
Yeah.
unless they go out and say this is a very serious topic, then don't take it seriously. Like, they're
Especially
probably
when
going to
you
be
don't know
joking.
when you don't know what's happening behind the scenes, like who's directing what and what
Yeah.
are the reasons for such a controversial topic bursting out of nowhere. Yeah.
Yeah, and with like the whole like what it showed and whatnot, that wasn't Jimmy's idea. Probably it was like
It was
his
the editors. Yeah, it was. It was definitely the editors. I would give Jimmy that. I won't blame him for not showing Mark enough. Like,
I
you
mean,
know,
who knows? Maybe it is his fault. Maybe he's an editor on the side.
maybe he was like, Mark's. Oh my God, Mark's more handsome than me. I gotta get this guy out of the shot as much as possible.
Yeah, they just put a bag on his head the whole time.
His shirt's better than mine. Oh my god.
Yeah. Not just okay. So I like how me and Tom were on the same boat about Mark being like the best one to represent YouTube gaming as a whole. They could have chosen like Tobuscus, which I don't have any beef with Tobuscus. I
I
don't.
think Total Biscuit would have been a good one as well.
No,
I think
yeah, he would have.
really explained it as well. Not that Jimmy Kimmel would have shown him explaining it well, but you know.
Tobuscus was kind of a big thing
But-
before PewDiePie, sort of.
But
Yeah,
what I wanted to say was that he could have chose Tobuscus because Tobuscus has been like all over TV and he's kind of getting out there and out of YouTube. He could have chose PewDiePie. He could have chose like Syndicate, which I guess all those guys are pretty good examples of what YouTube gaming should be. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like Markiplier. Okay, the guys I mentioned, I don't think that they're bad examples of YouTube gaming. However, I think that Mark is the best to represent us because of the fact that he constantly is reminding his viewers that he genuinely cares about them and pointing them in the right direction. And I don't know. He just that's it. Like, he just seems like the right person for the job. I don't know how else to describe it. I apologize.
Yeah, definitely.
To be honest, I can't really comment too much on it because I'm not very familiar with him as a YouTuber.
So, like
I'm only
I haven't watched his videos in years, but like all I know is like he's like I'm not subscribed to him or anything. Like I don't watch his videos regularly. Like now and again I pop in and watch him, but like I have a lot of respect for him because you can tell he is really passionate about what he's doing and he cares a lot like about YouTube as a whole, and I just respect him for that.
One thing about like good thing about it is that about him is that he kind of knows when to like be serious about things and when to like, you know, have fun. So that's a good thing. Well, a lot of YouTubers just have fun the entire time and you don't really see them being like too serious about anything. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like balanced, I guess.
Okay.
What was our second topic?
I don't know. I don't know what your topics that you wrote out were.
They weren't mine. They were Tom's.
Tom, do you know the topics?
Like, I don't.
Right. I
I don't
one more
remember.
thing- I had one more thing to talk about, but I don't know if it's like that big. Like, okay,
No, just spit it out.
it's been mentioned on loads of websites and stuff like that. Obviously, I haven't experienced this firsthand, but okay. Apparently, there's been a game released on Steam, and that game featured a mini game. It's an educational game, by the way, so it's sort of like it's supposed to teach people about certain events of history. So, a mini game in this game is Tetris. Only it's in the style of slaves being transported from place to place. So what happens is you've got a ship and you've got African slaves to stack like Tetris blocks.
Is that supposed to demonstrate a ship?
Yeah. And then this is a slave.
So
Okay.
I was just wondering what were your all thoughts on this?
You have to
Like,
you have to link it in the Skype chat for everyone because I looked at screenshots of it and I watched a video by oh god, what is that guy's name? Jim Sterling. About it. Oh my god, it's just
I mean,
There you go. That should
it's
be
a little...
that should be it right there.
Oh, take a look at
I
it.
don't. I never thought that Steam would ever release a game that I was like,
The thing
my
is-
God, Steam, get your shit
Yeah.
together.
It only got controversy when people started seeing it on Steam. Like the game was released a good 3 years ago, and no one said anything about it. Like it's only like come up now, which is a bit weird.
I think
Okay.
Steam
Like-
is like the biggest spotlight for games. That's why it got noticed just now, I assume.
Steam
Because-
spotlights a lot of shit though
And
sometimes.
I guess like a lot of
But,
people are very passionate about Steam, and you know, are like, I don't know, hardcore Valve fans. So seeing that they approve of this game probably makes them a little upset.
I mean, like, I don't really have too much of a problem with it. I'm not racist, so don't jump to that. But it's like yeah, it's like I'm pretty sure they were probably going for like something like historical and whatnot. I'm pretty sure it was just like done something in like very poor taste by someone who's very, very ignorant. But I doubt someone would go out and do that on purpose. Like, unless it's like, what is it, under the game section of the KKK website. I
don't-
doubt it would like be meant to be.
I don't understand how this could go through development. Like, it would have probably been fine and educational if it wasn't for that one mini game of Tetris, and you use slaves to like as Tetris blocks basically to fill the entire ship.
Maybe it
Yeah,
was
that
because
is kinda
like
weird.
the people who were like developing it were so out of touch with history. I don't know. Like
Well, I mean,
it
that
was
is what
developed. It was
happened.
developed by a Danish team called Serious Games, which is pretty ironic given the
Yeah.
fucking topic that we're talking about. But I don't know what happened here. Like to
be
I
honest-
definitely get your point. Like I don't know how this passed through development. Like it's fucking
I mean,
crazy.
To be honest,
like,
is it really surprising that these kind of games still pop up? I mean, back in 2000 whatever, we had fucking what was it called? Postal.
Postal 2? Is that what it's
Yeah,
called?
those
Yeah, the one where you
series.
go around and like pee on everyone and kill everything.
Exactly. And the main character is spouting all kinds of racist and other kinds of shit. I mean, it's people these days it's very hard to get noticed, so people try all kinds of bullshit to get noticed. So it's not really surprising that, you know, same with Jimmy Kimmel, you know, they're trying to get noticed, they're trying to attract more people to their show. So same with the game. I think they just went sort of a bit too far.
I mean,
I
Trying
don't,
to.
I
I don't think
I
this
don't-
was a case of like people trying to get.
Yeah, I was gonna say
because
I don't know if I
it
agree
wouldn't
with
be a
that. Like
mini game then. I feel like they're just like, okay, so back in slave times when they were being shipped, it was like horrible conditions and like they were forced to like sleep stacked on a boat, and they were thinking, all right, now how do we turn that into a game so people can learn from it? And they were like, all right, let's do that.
You might have
I-
just changed my opinion on this actually, because that actually kind of makes sense. Like,
Yeah, because like they had to think of some idea, and like since it's a whole game, they had to like make a game about it. Of course, it wasn't something like
I think
it
that
wasn't something good, but
I'm definitely about not like glancing over very important things in history, no matter how gruesome they are, because they are a part of history and they did happen. No matter how much you didn't want them to happen, they happened. So I think that actually makes sense. So you might have just swayed my opinion on this
yeah,
game.
it was just a little distasteful. That well,
Yeah,
very
they definitely
distasteful. But
they definitely could have done it better. Like if you look at a screenshot of the game, it's just like a lot of Africans like in very it's just
Awkward positions,
in very awkward positions. Yeah,
like
but,
this, like this.
The game looks fucking terrible, by the way.
wait,
Like,
wait.
Like that.
What happens? What happens when you line them up? Do they like poof away? Or do they like
they must
explode
do.
like an actual Tetris?
That's
Just heads disappear.
Yeah, or like a
Parts of
ka-ching
bodies.
sign.
I thought the goal of the game was to fill up
Yeah,
the
as
boat.
tasteful as possible.
So obviously, it's just behind this, which is causing controversy. Like it's nothing like to do that it's like Tetris. It's just the backstory.
I guarantee that if you that in like I don't know, maybe a year or two or a couple months even, there's gonna be an article or maybe even a couple articles mentioning this developer, saying developer of racist game is now developing this game. What will happen? And that will in turn bring more traffic to their new game, where they decide to develop.
I still don't think that this was like meant.
No,
to
I don't think it
stick.
was on purpose, but
Like-
I feel like there are gonna be news like or gaming sites that create news articles that will make something like that.
I don't know what my opinion is on this. It's definitely it's
Sorry,
sort of
I just
it's
looked at
sort of
my frame and it looked like I had a blinding light in the background, so I'm like, oh, I better fix that.
it's sort of distasteful. But the screenshot I'm looking at now, there is a mouse with a pirate hat in front of the ship, and there's a sea dragon in the background of the African slave ship. So the game wasn't going for realism.
With that,
So-
it goes back to something we said earlier. Don't take it seriously. It's just
Yeah,
a game.
that's what I was gonna say. Like, well, I don't know.
It's again, it's a very the same thing where if you don't know the background of like what the intentions of the developers are, you can't really comment
Yeah.
too much on it.
I think if
Because me being skeptical about people and their intentions, like I'm very distrustful of people, so to speak. So to me, it still seems that it was like a sort of a marketing ploy to get noticed and to
I mean,
be.
well,
what I
wouldn't-
want to say is that like I think the Jimmy Kimmel thing just should not be talked about at all. But I think what we're talking about here, I think this should deserve to be. I'm not saying it should be condemned, and I'm not saying it should be praised, but I think this should be at least discussed between people. Like I think this should like spark conversations between people and see how they feel about it. Because I'm sort of on the fence, really. I don't really have an opinion yet. 'Cause I'm not offended. And like obviously I haven't played the game, so like.
If this happened in a movie, like there's a movie about like slave trade and basically the horrors that those poor
There is a
men and
movie about
women.
slave
I'm
trade.
sure there is. Okay, just
12 years a slave.
just roll with me here. Roll with me
Roll
here,
with
okay?
Alright,
Just hold up.
sorry.
So, movie about slave trade and all the horrible things they have to go through. Those poor men and women had to go through. Like it'd probably get nominated for like Academy Awards. Like in all honesty, it'd probably get like very well received, no matter how much racism is in it, because it fits like the story and the time period, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that should go the same way with games. Like if it's a place that, or like if your story is a place or set in a place or a time where racism is very widely accepted, it should be very widely accepted within the game. Like don't dictate the game for what like everyone else. Like I don't think that games should be limited by what people are offended by, in honesty.
Have you seen a movie called Django Unchained?
Yes, I love that movie.
That movie. In the movie, they said the word and the nigger word. They
It's
said
okay.
Like,
I laugh when you're gonna cover it.
It's okay.
they said it
almost
like
said
something like 300 times or something.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
because of that, even though it received some awards and such for realistic stuff and whatnot, they still kind of made a big deal about it being like racist and not very fit for certain like audiences at all.
Yeah.
So same with games. I mean, while we of course should accept that thing, and if it actually is like a attempt to put some history knowledge into someone's heads, then yeah, we should be like, yeah, that's cool, okay, that's nice. But at the same time, there's also going to be people who are like, that kind of fucking, those idiots, what are they trying to do?
Alright, like you've
Don't.
got just like I understand like where does it come from? Like 12 years a slave, fucking like it won a lot of Academy Awards. I remember it.
Yeah.
But like, right, let's take aside like racism in games as a whole, okay? And let's just talk about Slave Tetris. Is it right or is it wrong? Slave Tetris.
Well, I mean, if you put it like that, then it's gonna be wrong. It's like it's like the intentions really. The product is bad no matter what way you look at it.
Oh yeah, it's a shitty game. Like,
For me, I don't really
The
mind
gameplay
it,
is terrible.
to be honest.
like
I don't mind it because there have been worse games.
Oh yeah.
Way worse.
Uh-huh.
A couple of years ago,
Sonic.
there was a news report about a game that allowed people to torture a person. Just rip its skin off, cut it with saws, like spike it with spikes and shit. And
GTA 5 has torture
I've
scenes.
played that. I've played that before. I know what game he's talking about. I've played that before.
yeah, it's like a flash thingy.
Yeah, it's really shitty. It's like one of those games you go on school because like you can't be bothered to do the work. I used to play it all the time in school days.
What was it? Like, so there are games like that that are just like in it for the shock factor, you know. But I mean, that's like you were saying, it was a terrible game. But I mean, shock factor like that can really attract audiences. And again, I'm not saying that's what the Slave Tetris dudes
Yeah,
did,
it was unintentional shock value.
yeah,
Is what
but
I'm thinking.
I do really don't like the games that like really try to sell the fact that, oh, this is the most gruesome, brutal game of the year. Like, do you guys remember the whole controversy around the game of Hatred?
Oh yeah.
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 I got removed off Steam and then it got put back on Steam.
Yeah,
The game
it's
of
pretty-
hatred.
Yeah, it's
It's
pretty
called
much a game
Hatred.
where-
It's not called
Yeah,
the
it's-
game of hatred. It's called
no,
Hatred.
It's called
A
Hatred.
game of hatred.
Introduce
It's
me.
game.
I'm not familiar with it.
Okay, so
it's
pretty much
it's
the
an it's an isometric shooter of some guy conducting a massacre, and that's pretty much it. Like it has little, well, actually, it has no plot. It's just a guy going around massacring people.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and there was like a little like, was it execute scenes where like closes up on like you like stomping someone's head in or something like that, and they're actually not even that good. Like,
Isn't
if
it
you
really
actually-
like low res?
Oh yeah, it's actually a terrible quality game. It was just the trailer that got everyone like
Yeah.
so crazy about it, and everyone got into it, and pre-ordered it, bought it, and they're like, you can't tell us what not to buy. And then they bought it. And they're
Oh,
like,
sweet
"Guys, you
child."
should buy this game. It sucks.
Sweet child.
I'm glad I watched someone play it before I.
I'm gonna say my final word for this topic. Okay, I think it deserves to exist. My opinion of it is that it's a little bit distasteful and it could be handled better, but I think there is no reason for it to be like taken off Steam or anything like that. I think it still deserves to stay.
I agree.
Oh yeah, I agree totally.
As
There's
Merc,
been way worse things than that happening on the internet and such.
Yeah,
So
this one is just
what he's
whatever.
saying, what he's saying,
whatever.
exactly what he said. It's
Alright.
like, yeah,
Alright,
that's pretty much it.
then.
So I guess that's our show.
Do we have any
Uh,
more topics? No.
Nope.
Oh, we can do a quick one.
Quick
Merc,
one.
think of a topic. Go.
Best
Mouth
YouTube
sounds.
gamer.
This
Best-
isn't That's Debatable. This is Cheeze-Cast. Okay, let's calm down.
Yeah, and also, unlike that's debatable, I'm the host and the boss all the time. So
Oh wow, you get the iron fist of Steven slamming down, ruining our fun.
yeah, well, you know, someone asked me to make the pre-show and the podcast shorter because they kept getting tired afterwards. So I've tried to, and it didn't work. So here we go. I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Cheeze-Cast. Thank you for being on, Merc.
Yeah, it's been great having you.
Thank you for having me. Second time in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Highest
Yeah.
peak yet.
I hope you enjoyed, everyone, and we hope to see you in the next episode. Peace.
Adios.